Microphone, chicka chicka, check 1 2 1 2. This is your host, not son, baby, and this is another episode of Swingers After Dark. I went to school for journalism. I went to school for print journalism, and this was before you didn't need a journalism degree to really become a part of the media, because this was like pre-social media. You had like blog sites here and there, and you had Zanga, and you had like the message boards, but you really didn't have like YouTube and all these independent media sites. You feel me? And you had to go through like the gatekeepers. Like if you wanted to be a journalist, you had to go through the newspapers, like the mass media, like the big corporations. And I say all that to say, I accidentally started this new series, where I post clippings of anything swing related, mostly, like investigative reporting. You understand me? And I wanted to like exercise my journalistic, talent, for the lack of a better word, my journalistic side. Yes, I wanted to focus a little bit on journalism. And, when I look at these newspaper clippings, like these media clippings, these TV news clippings about swingers, it's like they're casting swingers in a negative light. Now, we know that 99.99999% of the news is negative, unless it's sports and weather. You feel me? But I really wanted you to see how swingers and swinging in general are depicted. It's like, it's crazy because not only is depicted in a negative way in the media, but also law enforcement and the higher ups, meaning like the judges and the mayors, politicians. It's real political. And, a lot of swing clubs and swing parties have been busted and shut down. And I'm like, yo, you have consenting adults, 21 and over, consenting to have sex. We're not talking about teenagers. We're not talking about pedophiles. We're talking about grown ass people who want to get it in. They want to get their nut off. But it's crazy that it's illegal to have sex. It's like nobody's paying for pussy. Nobody's paying for dick. But at the same time, they want to shut down these swing clubs and these swing, if you throw a swing party, it's damn near illegal to do that. You can't even fuck in your own house anymore without the police, trying to crash your shit. And I understand like we're in COVID and you're supposed to have a number on like 5 people to your house or whatever the case may be. But I'm like, is that like even if you take COVID out the equation, is it like a form of fascism if you have even if you have a fuck party? Is it like a form of fascism to bust a fuck party? You're having sex in the comfort of your own home and the police come through and crash the party and telling everybody to get the fuck out. They're pretty much saying, you don't have to go home, but you have to get the fuck out of here. And, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to focus on how the news depict swingers. Like I'm purposely posting this on audio so you could take your mind off the visual. The news, they do a great job at narrating the scene, but I really wanted you to focus on the words, on how not only law enforcement and politicians and authorities in general, but also how reporters depict or how they show how they illustrate swingers, how they really describe swinger. Yeah, that's the word. How they really describe swingers and swinging, and just the concept of sexuality, like sexual freedom. You understand me? So I started this series by accident, not on purpose. At first, I wanted to show like one clip, but then I started to find a lot of clips in regards to swinging. I said, shit, I might as well turn this to a full-fledged series. Since I got a degree in journalism, I might as well break down certain news clippings when it comes to certain situations about swingers and how like police officers are doing some major cop blocking, especially mayors of towns and cities are doing major cop blocking and how they pretty much tell people, they're telling people when, where, and how you should have sex. It's like it's coming to the point where sex is illegal and swinging is not prostitution. Because even if you donate like a bottle, and you may donate a bottle, go to somebody's house, leave like a bottle, like a donation bottle, like a wine bottle or liquor, or even if you like pay for like the fucking utensils, the money that you donate, even if you bring money to donate so the host could buy utensils so you could eat, drink, whatever the case may be, that's still not prostitution because sex is not guaranteed. It's not a fucking brothel. It's somebody's house. Even a swing club, sex is not guaranteed. You feel me? You're paying for the... Anyway, without further ado, like when you go to the swing club, you're not paying for sex. You're really paying for for the lights to stay on, really, But anyway, without further ado, enjoy.
Now an update on a story WGN Investigates broke earlier this year. The mayor of Markham has been working to close some of the south suburbs' seedier spots, including an adult swingers club that's been open for more than 3 decades.
And when the stay-at-home order is lifted, they hope to party on. Ben Bradley has an update.
The local mayor took Couples Choice to court late last year, claiming it was operating as an illegal business. But as we found, before the pandemic hit, the club may have closed, but the parties did not stop. It's a Saturday night in early March, and Markham's swinger scene is rocking.
Excuse me, sir.
At least until the cops came calling.
This is a residence!
Police were there to break up a party.
Get out of the house!
But not everyone was going quietly.
It's time to go or you will be arrested. You can stay all night. This is a slumber party. Take him. For what? What is the charge?
And with that, the party was over.
I've got to get my car keys. What are you arresting me for? What law is he broken?
As police showed guests to the door,
Why are you in handcuffs?
Ask him what your constitutional right is.
the real fight had only just begun.
There's nothing wrong with what we do. Everybody enjoys themselves here, and I don't know what the problem Markham has with us.
Tim Gary was owner of Couples Choice, an adult swingers club that had been open for 32 years until Markham's new mayor shut it down due to alleged ordinance violations.
It's illegal in the city of Markham, and we're not having it.
Our cameras were rolling last January when Tim confronted the mayor outside the club.
So what's the verdict? Are we a problem here or no?
I don't do verdict.
I understand.
Gary says there's no more Couples Choice now. The club, or the business, is closed. But the parties live on.
You argue this is a private house.
It is a private house.
It's a house with a dance floor and 18 bedrooms. One of them belongs to Gary's son, Cameron.
Open this door.
He calls it home.
It is my house. My room is right there.
At this property, they host swingers parties, which they say are legal because, remember, they don't say it's a business. It's a home, and therefore a house party.
And that's your argument for why you don't need a business license?
I don't need a business license because I'm not charging anyone. I'm not doing business. This isn't a business. This is my house. Can I have a party at my house?
Markham's police chief has heard their argument, but he's not buying it.
No reasonable person would believe that that's a residence. You got a pole for pole dancing. It's outfitted with multiple beds.
The night of the party, police showed up to find the parking lot packed with cars. Police ultimately arrested Cameron and Tim Gary. The charges include operating an unlawful business.
There is no harassment. This is the Markham Police Department enforcing our local ordinances, and they're in violation of our local ordinance.
Party guests confronted police officers outside the property.
Can I have your name and badge number, please?
We need your name and badge number. Who are you?
The confrontation continued after police blocked the door.
Close down.
Do your job for a change.
Welcome to Markham.
Officers eventually went inside where they arrested Tim Gary and cleared the property of guests,
We're not doing this on somebody's front lawn.
including Jay Williams.
We're not doing it in the middle of the street. We're doing it behind closed doors in a private setting.
Despite how this pre-pandemic night ended, Tim says their fight to open is not over.
We're going to throw a party again. Let them try to stop us now.
We'll have to see how Markham police respond if and when that next party happens. In the meantime, father and son, Cameron and Tim Gary, they're due in court next month. They tell us they plan to plead not guilty, not guilty, not guilty, not guilty, not guilty, not guilty.